What is up, guys? This is Tyler with Truth in Life Paranormal. Hope you guys can hear me okay. We are going to start here in a second. Just wanted to give a rundown before I start. This is going to be a review of the investigation that I did in 2017 at the Whaley House in San Diego. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. If you guys are watching this after the live stream, be sure to subscribe and comment, like, and that way these videos can get seen more. You guys got to remember, this is my first investigation I did on this channel, so it is kind of amateurish, especially with the commentary, just so you guys will be aware of if you have not seen it. But yeah, guys, this is going to be exciting. This is something I'm going to be doing for every investigation, basically. So we are going to be going over in-depth review of these investigations, because we don't hear too much. We see the investigations, but no one really goes into detail what the night was like, what we experienced, and how we felt, so that maybe it can get taken more seriously. So yeah, guys, let me get switched over here real quick before I open up my camera and the video. You guys might hear, okay. Okay, got that open. Let's see. We're going to turn off the music here that you hear in the background. And then, yeah, guys, so this is going to be exciting. I want you guys' opinion and what you guys think about these videos and the evidence that I may be presenting as possible evidence. I'm not going to say they're for sure evidence, but it's possible. There's a difference between paranormal activity and unexplained activity, in my opinion. So, 1 second, guys. Just trying to get back up here. All right. So let me just switch over here, guys. Sorry about that. All right, guys, what is up? So yeah, we're gonna get into this video here. This was from 2017. The link is in the description below if you guys want to see it and just get your own take and go back to review things. But I'm gonna go in depth pretty deeply with these in-depth reviews. So hopefully I don't go overboard with it. But yeah, let's get started here. Is there someone knocking on the door?
Welcome to Old Town San Diego. Old Town San Diego is considered by many to be the birthplace of California. With lots of history, residents of San Diego and people from around the world come and visit the culture that still exists here.
It's gonna make a sound test here. So yeah, guys,
With so much history,
the commentary on this was
I was
recorded
drawn
with
to
a
what was considered a
Sony
mansion of its
voice
time,
recorder and
the
a
Whaley
Sony
House.
microphone, and so it wasn't the best audio to record with. I obviously upped the
Just
recordings,
down the street from the Whaley House
devices that
lies
I've
El
used
Campo
in the
Santos.
past. So I mean,
It may not be a big cemetery.
it's so
Unfortunately,
amateurish.
There are many
really.
unmarked graves that even extend onto the sidewalk. Buried here is James Robinson, also known as Yankee Jim.
Okay, guys, so
Convicted of
I don't know if you guys know this, but basically when you come into San Diego, it's basically just a strip of shops and restaurants. It's a big tourist attraction. It's Old Town San Diego. This is where the city basically began. Basically California, I want to say. I think I did say it in this video. So this cemetery here, we were doing some research, and actually over time, they started discovering that the cemetery actually extends beyond those walls into the street, to where even on the sidewalks, so they marked with little plaques where there's burials. They've been able to take the devices out there and see, and I guess they've seen bodies down there. So it's kind of sad, sort of, to say, but at the same time, this is old, and the town took over the whole place. So when you're driving down this road, you see all these shops, and then just out of nowhere on the corner, you see just this small house. That's the Whaley House. So it's kind of like you're expecting something bigger, but that's just what you see. It's a lot smaller than what people think, but with that said, there's so much tourist activity going on here that you just never expect to see that house just sitting there.
The death of a boat, which he was sentenced to death by hanging. According to newspaper during the time, he kept his feet in the wagon as long as possible, but was finally pulled off. He swung back and forth until he strangled to death. What is important about this is a guy by the name of Thomas Whaley.
And by the way, Yankee Jim, he's the infamous guy that surrounds the Whaley House today, and one of the spirits that Thomas Whaley, and I'll explain it here in the video, says it haunts the place. He believes he haunts the place. But anyways, that guy was basically charged with the same crime as stealing a horse. In those days, you just didn't do that, so you got killed.
Witnessed the hanging, and years following, built his mansion on the same land where the hanging took place. Sometime later, Thomas reported heavy phantom footsteps in the house and assumed it to be Yankee Jim. Many believe he is still there today. Ironically, some have even seen Thomas and his wife Anna still walking around in the house. Thomas was known as a successful businessman. He and his wife Anna Whaley had 6 children total. One of his sons, Thomas, had died at just 18 months in the house due to scarlet fever. Today, people hear the cries of a baby, and some speculate it is baby Thomas.
Keep that in mind when we go in the video of a crying baby, because there's been reports from my research and articles and other people's testimonies that say that they've heard babies crying in here, or a baby, but either way, they're hearing the sound of an infant.
Thomas and Anna also had 3 girls. When they were older, Violet and her sister Anna both married at the same time in the house. Violet was later on divorced, which had sent her into a spiral of depression. This is important because she had attempted suicide once before by trying to throw herself down the cistern that was located in the backyard. However, she had failed at her attempt.
So if you guys don't know what a cistern is, it's basically a well. And I didn't even know what a cistern was until it's basically a well.
And later on, had got a hold of Thomas's gun and shot herself in the outhouse. Her father Thomas had picked her up and brought her into the house, where she eventually died. Today, many believe Violet still resides in the Whaley House. With so much history, death, and negativity taking place on the land and in the house, it is as if the Whaley House is a magnet for paranormal activity. As light turns into darkness, the town quiets down, and with 30 or so spirits claim to haunt the location, it is time to see if some paranormal activity resides in the Whaley House.
So yeah, guys, the 30 spirits claimed, when I say claim, that means that's what's been reported by some individual or article or etc. I mean, when we hear these claims, we go and investigate these claims. We don't say it as truth. And when people are claiming, that's why we investigate. So anyways, I was told by somebody that a psychic actually thinks 30 spirits haunt this place. I don't know if that's true, but that's just a claim. That's a huge claim. But as you saw through the intro, there's a lot of deaths that happen in this place. So when you step in this place, you just know you're stepping into a place where death has been a factor at this place. From baby dying inside, the guy that was going to do his show, he died in the same room where the baby died. You had Violet's suicide, where she shot herself because she got a hold of her dad's gun. There is actually a whole article you can read on the Whaley House website where they go into the inquisition of, of the investigation, talking to Thomas Whaley and all that. It's kind of creepy. But yeah, you see all that, and you kind of feel it, like, something's kind of off.
Before we begin our investigation, we start up by setting up 2 stationary cameras. We set up camera 2 upstairs in an attempt to catch the claimed apparition of Thomas Whaley. 3 minutes into the video, we catch what sounds like a baby cooing.
Okay, so I said a baby cooing. I don't know if you guys heard that. By the way, guys, put headphones on when you listen to this stuff, just because of the nature of possible EVPs and EVPs in general. Always wear headphones, because there are classes of EVPs. There's the class A's, B's, and C's, and so forth. I don't go beyond the C, but a lot of people record other classes of their own. I don't know, but wear headphones. You can, and just a warning, you could probably hear this one without headphones after the original audio, because I amped up the volume. So be careful when you put your headphones in, but you can probably hear the amped up volume of this EVP. Possible EVP, I should say, guys. Okay, so when I first heard this, it's like only minutes into the video, and I'm just like, that has to be a car, alarm or horn. That was my first thought, okay? But what you're going to hear next is more editing of the sound, where I cleaned it up and brought this sound forward. Listen to the end, where it starts fading out like a baby crying, trying to breathe or something. So I don't know if you guys heard that, but it sounds like it's just... Thomas Whaley still here? Just because of that factor, I don't think it's a car horn, but at the same time, that's a possible EVP. So it's something that we have to just keep in mind when we're investigating. There are cars and people, and these walls are thin because they're most likely the original walls, if not mostly the original walls. Here. So right there, you guys just heard someone yell. This was around the time the strip thing was basically closing down.
As we began our investigation in the main hallway with an EVP session, I noticed how much sound contamination can be picked up in the house due to the busy area. It is important to take this into consideration before concluding any event paranormal.
It's weird. I'm getting like some weird interference on that. I'm trying to move to see if it stops. Tested this out like 3 days ago. So I don't know if you guys just heard that, but I don't know what it was about this place, but my voice recorders, both my Tascam and that Sony, when I plugged in the microphone into the Sony voice recorder, it would make that high-pitched like interference noise. Like a microphone being too close to, I don't remember the device exactly, but that's the sound it would make. It would make that high-pitched noise. And so I had to take out the microphone because, sorry guys, because it was making that sound and then it stopped. But with the task cam, it just continued. Not as bad. Don't know what it was. Unexplained.
It's probably the microphone. Stop.
But anyways, guys, thank you for joining me. If you have any opinions or thoughts on this, please comment, like the video. We will be doing this more, by the way.
We're here just to talk to you.
Oh, another thing I'm going to note, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm not wearing any shoes. When we walked into this place, they were very strict not to have shoes, so they gave us little booty coverings to walk around. I was scared of, because there is wood flooring in here, I was scared of like splinters and stuff, but we were alright throughout the night. It wasn't bad.
Can you make a sound for us? Say something?
And we did have a, you could see him in the doorway over here. He's about to reach his arm out.
Jim, are you upset about your death? Do you think it was deserved?
So right now I'm trying to talk to the claimed spirit of Yankee Jim, and under this archway right there, as you guys see, where the camera's pointing, is one of the claims where he was possibly hung on the land when he was hung. So I am standing in here trying to make contact with something. In the doorway you see kind of a shadow figure. That's the guy that was with us through the night, because they have to stay with you. And at one point he reaches his arm out, and people in the comments were freaking out in my original video, because this is another upload, and it might be in this one too, I don't know. But that's not a ghost or anything, guys. It's just him stretching or doing whatever he was doing. I cut it out, I guess. So yeah, there was an original video that I had up, and I had to re-upload it, and I cut a lot out. In the beginning, the original video had so much long, it had a very, very long duration. It was about an hour, almost 2 hours, I want to say. And it wasn't getting viewed, so I had to kind of cut it down a little bit to keep up I want people to see it. And that's one of the things. A lot of people don't have the attention span to keep watching things. I just want to make it as real as possible, so that's why I made it so long. But I had to cut it down so people could actually see the things that were important. So we move into the courtroom here. Just to remind you guys, this was 3 years ago. And as you guys can see throughout the first part of doing this, no activity. From the parlor to the courtroom here, nothing. And this is sped up, obviously. So we're just asking questions, trying to get that right question out to see if anything will happen. See if the activity will pick up from something we ask. I could have cut this a little bit, because this is a long sped up version, if there is any such thing.
I'm going to move out of the way so you can come and interact with this.
Okay, I don't know if you guys
Nothing
heard
setting
that,
off the red
but there was a voice that I don't remember hearing right before I get up. And I might have heard it because that's probably why I look like that, but I'm thinking maybe that was outside. And I was trying to look at the host there that was with us to see if that was him. But it sounds like it's echoing in the building. I think this might have been a missed possible EVP, but at the time I made this, I was so lenient that had to been outside. So I just didn't even include it. And I kind of look around because I think I heard it.
I'm going to move out of the way so you can come in.
Because I looked that way and then kind of gave like a look of like, what the heck was that?
I'm going to move out of the way so you can come and interact with us.
I don't know. What do you guys think that was, if you guys heard it?
With nothing setting off the red pod, I decided to put it in the general store while we continue to investigate in the courtroom. This corner is claimed to be Yankee Jim's favorite spot.
So yeah, so this is right in the middle between the main entrance and the courtroom. So this corner by this, I think the wagon wheel, is where some people have seen a tall man standing, claimed to be Yankee Jim. And I should say, right off the bat, no one knows that this is Yankee Jim they're seeing. So there's a lot of urban legends surrounding this place. And knowing if we know who is there is really, no one really knows. Like, we don't know who's really there.
Any spirits that are listening to what I'm saying, please come in here. Yankee Jim, if you're in here, just come near this device and make it go off. Just like that. I don't know if I should leave this down here or just bring it back upstairs.
So we decided to go upstairs here.
Nothing out of the ordinary happening. We decide to make our way up to the theater. The theater first opened in 1868 when Thomas Whaley rented it out to Thomas Tanner, who was the leader of the Tanner troupe. Soon after opening, Tanner had mysteriously
That was me
died
whispering,
one day
by the way.
after a performance. Tanner is said to still haunt here.
So when we got up here, the docent, that's what they call him, told us just to sit up there and be quiet. So we were quiet for most of the time. We were sitting up in here at first, just listening to see if we could hear anything. And you have to turn your volume up to hear this part. But when we were
So much noise it sounds
when we were in there, it sounded like there was footsteps that echoed. It's so much louder in person, but it sounded like it echoed in the building. It didn't sound like it was outside. Possibly could have been someone walking up here on this porch, because outside anybody could come up there any time of the day to get a look in. But it was just really echoey.
like footsteps coming from outside the theater. We decide to investigate more.
So guys, I'm just going to note as this break comes in here, a lot of people do not think the Whaley House is haunted, and I'm open-minded. I don't want to say one or the other. I don't know who these people are who are claiming it's not haunted, but it's a lot of commenters on YouTube who say, I've been here forever, haven't seen anything in there. And I'm just going to say I don't think they really know, because I don't think they spend time in there at night. But I did make it on to Sir Spooks. You're going to see part of it where made on to Sir Spooks. If you guys know who Sir Spooks is, search him on YouTube. He does top videos, scary videos, all that, and I'll explain what's going on. But anyways, a lot of people don't think it's haunted, and I don't know where they get this theory, because the only things I know for sure that they do are tours, and I think they expect to see something within 30 minutes of being inside of there, or 40 minutes or an hour. I don't know, but it just blows my mind when people conclude that all of a sudden with no proof or proof. It goes both ways. Oh, you guys see that bug there? I kind of included that in there.
At this time,
a
I
roach
decided to change out my battery on
walking
the camera.
in my stuff.
I also take
It's
time
awesome.
to place my other stationary camera in the general store that was first placed in the courtroom.
And I'm
I
looking
changed the position
right down
of
at
the
it.
camera because the closest outlet to charge the stationary camera
I thought that
was
would be
in
fun
this
to put it
room.
in, so I did.
While I take time to do this, the events that you are about to see were unexpected.
Who's ever up in the hallway upstairs, please move towards the device and turn it on for us, please.
That is the docent talking right now. But this is kind of the crazy part that just is weird, because right now I'm to the left of the camera inside, still messing with the equipment on the floor, trying to get my equipment ready to go, batteries changed, moving some cameras around, and it seems like when we're least expecting something, we start hearing voices or something happens. So I'm just glad we were rolling the cameras, because sometimes I don't when I'm changing
And
out.
that's you up.
So this is the docent talking. Let me go back.
Who's ever up in the hallway upstairs, please move towards the device and turn it on for us, please. And if that's you up there,
I don't know if you heard this, that little whisper there. I should tell you guys I did watch the Ghost Adventures episode, and in the same area, if you guys rewatch it, I encourage you guys to go watch that episode. They caught a whisper that sounds exactly like this, and I don't even know if it's a whisper. I shouldn't say a whisper, but there's a noise that's identical to what they heard. So listen again. It sounds like it's saying stay, but I don't even know if it's a voice. Right after he's done talking.
in the hallway upstairs, please move towards the device and turn it on for us, please.
Right here.
And if that's you up there,
The
turn
same
on that
exact
device.
sound. Don't know what it was. Uh-oh. I thought my computer was frozen. Oh. Okay, something's going on with my my computer here, guys. I can't stop. Yeah, I don't know what the heck's going on with my computer. The arrow won't. Okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit here, guys. So there was another instant of a voice here that sounds exactly like me, and it echoes. What the heck is that? Just listen.
who's ever up in the hallway upstairs, please move towards the device
What is this echo?
and turn it on for us, please.
There's that
And if
one.
that's you up there, please turn on that device.
So right up in here, he sounds like me saying something, but it echoes. What the heck is that? I hear like hello, and then is that you within the same sentence there. It echoes. I don't know. Weird. Don't think we heard it at the time, and if I said something, no one responded. It was pretty loud. And this is just walking around the corner, and about a minute later, and that was the camera turning off that I'm working on. Again, guys, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Appreciate the likes, comments. So at this time, I am setting up in the other room. That's all the clickety-clack you hear. There's stuff in glass cases that move. Sorry guys, my mouse is stopping again. I think my processor is so slow with this that it's not processing even the mouse right now. I'm trying to stop it. Yeah, so this was just a crazy part of the investigation.
It was as if a surge of energy just went through the house.
Went out. I don't know how long that was out for, but we're back on now. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on here with my computer, but it doesn't want to cooperate right now. And it has to do at the wrong time too, because this is the good part, or the part we can't just explain. Can you guys hear me now? It has to do at the wrong time too. Okay, I think we're good. I hear it on my end now. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Jeez. But let's just back up and see this all again from the point of where it gets wanky. I don't know if that's a word. So again, guys, I'm moving around in the other room trying to set up. Then I start hearing some footsteps. You didn't even catch it on the camera, but I mean, we don't hear it on the cameras. But I heard it. That's why I asked, is anybody walking up the stairs? There was knocks or something. A sigh that we don't know where it came from. So this is the camera I had just set up before it all happened. I'm reaching down, getting more stuff. Then I hear footsteps. The same sigh? At this point I was a little freaked out. And then just all of a sudden, chains. What do you guys think that was? What does that noise remind you of?
It was as if a surge of energy just went through the house.
I don't know, guys.
Yeah, but this is what I heard.
Yeah, it's a song.
The stationary camera's audio is not very good, and for it to pick up a sigh and not the clinking of items heard before I had asked, is someone walking up the stairs, makes me think we had captured some sort of voice phenomena.
If that's you guys, continue to do that.
The courtroom door, although strange, makes me more skeptical. It was not recorded, but the docent and I made our way into the courtroom to see if anyone was on the porch trying to get in. Even though we did not see anyone, unfortunately, people are still able to make their way onto the porch at any time.
There's something back here too.
The unexplained chains were also heard by me as I stood in the courtroom. It sounded like it was coming from the back of...
So guys, like I was saying, there's people that can walk up onto this and rattle the door even. So I want to say that in my view, there's a difference between unexplained and paranormal. Paranormal means it's more supernatural, like unexplainable for sure. Like, yeah, it's more leaning towards the ghostly phenomenon. Unexplained just means, in my opinion, we don't know. We can't say that it was something paranormal because, well, obviously we just came up with some explanations to people walking up and rattling the door and all that. So it's one of those things, unless we caught it on camera, we can't really say paranormal. But the situations are all different in every investigation. So people will say, well, paranormal can be explained, etc. And yeah, true, but you've got to analyze the situation you're in.
the house somewhere. I'm not aware of any big chains in or around the house, so this will have to be investigated more in the
Richard
future.
says he heard a
And is at
voice
this
say,
moment
"Come on,
unexplained.
up." Hey, Richard, if you can timestamp that again, and we'll review it later for sure. Thank you for pointing it out. So the Whaley House does have EMF hits. You'll realize there's not a lot of electricity. There is in the there's a electric box inside one of the closets. I think I'm near it. But there are hits throughout the Whaley House in random spots. It was one of those places where you just get these EMF hits and they just go away. And we've had a similar situation
There
at
seeming to be a lot of
Phelps Dodge
activity.
Hospital.
I decided to pull out my K2 meter to see how much EMF was coming from inside the house. Although there may not be a lot of wattage in the house, the K2 meter did spike in some areas, which indicates it was picking up on something. No spikes on the millimeter. It is only rational to say this does not prove the presence of something paranormal.
Yeah, so the millimeter was detecting no milligauss hits. Don't know what frequencies. Frequencies on the K2 are more sensitive because there's a lot more it picks up compared to the other EMF meters out there. So that's something to keep in mind when you guys investigate, or if you investigate. All right, that's okay, Richard.
Can you at least tell me your name, please?
I'll go back to that area and search it and see if
I want to get to
hear
know
something.
you a little bit.
What spot was it at? What were we doing?
We make our way into the master bedroom, where Thomas and Anna had slept. As we do an EVP session and listen, nothing out of the ordinary had happened. As we did our walkthrough before the investigation, we did recognize a depression on the bed. Some may attribute this to paranormal activity.
I don't know why it's
However,
like
without
that.
knowing if an employee had made the bed recently or been in the room, it is better to assume this is not paranormal.
Lay in this bed here?
So the docent did point out that there was a handprint, as you guys can see on the right-hand side of the screen on the bed. But, you know, I don't know who comes in and out of these rooms. I don't know if someone was making the bed and just, you know, patted down on it and it made a handprint. But that was something that, you know, he pointed out, and I'm skeptical of it, of course, because I'm thinking, well, someone could have just came in, pushed on the bed, an employee, whoever. But you don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where you just gotta investigate. There was no way to say this was paranormal for sure.
If you're happy we'll be leaving soon, can you walk past that light for me to let me know that? Is someone knocking on the door? Yeah, there's people outside there.
Regretting to instantly run and see if anyone was rattling the courtroom doors from earlier, I ran down to the first place in the courtroom.
Okay, sorry guys. My mouse is like freaking out right now because I think it's because of the stream.
And also ruined the chances of catching.
So anyways, we were upstairs just doing EVP sessions, listening again, and then we just started hearing noises, and then we're like, what the heck was that? Like looking at each other. We weren't talking, but we were looking at each other. And then there was a huge knock, and it sounded like some guy messing around. I don't know if he was with somebody, but he sounded drunk or something. Because there are bars around that area, so that's one thing to think of, and that's why the whole beer bottle thing into a trash can when we went through the chains clanking is a possibility, but we don't know because I don't see any nearby like that. But yeah, this guy just walked up, and this is proof right here. People are able to walk up and just start knocking and interfering. I'm surprised it doesn't get broken into
Any
more.
paranormal activity due to contamination. I will need to take other steps in order to battle this issue.
It's hard to tell of who would come up here this late, you know?
As our investigation comes to a close, I can understand why a place like this could have so much reported paranormal activity. Being an investigator, it would be crazy for me not to return here in the future to gather more data that could prove to the world that the supernatural exists at the Whaley House.
So guys, I did have another investigation there, and unfortunately when I took it off because of issues, I didn't have the other file on my computer at the time for some reason. Didn't download it, lost it. Was asking around, see if anyone else that was playing my videos had it. They don't have it either. So I lost a whole investigation when we went 2 months later. And yeah, so if anyone's watching this that watches my content or has been for a while and maybe has a copy of it, please let me know. so I can re-upload it. Yeah, Rem, Shane. People are able just to walk up and do whatever they want, really. They can sit out there if they want. I'm sure if we, I don't know. Here's the thing. When I saw the Ghost Adventures episode where they had put caution tape outside around the area so no one would walk up. So that's a smart move, but obviously we don't have money like that, and we're not, you know, a TV personality, so we don't have I don't think I have a right to come up. Can we put caution tape around your place? It just looks kind of odd. I mean, I'm sure we could ask, but it's just one of those things you don't want to be too pushy about. But what do you guys think about that investigation video in particular? Because the next part I want to show you guys is for a portion of the second investigation when we went. And remember when the doors were rattling? We had put a camera facing that door to see if we could somehow get something on camera of paranormal activity occurring. Whether that be something moving or door rattling, something. We weren't necessarily trying to catch the door rattling, but just any sort of paranormal activity. I'm going to show you guys hopefully that here in a second. Let me go back to this real quick, guys. I'm going to pull up the video I want to show you guys next, because it is the Whaley House, of a light incident we had here at one point on our second investigation. Just gonna close some stuff out here real quick. But yeah, guys, what do you guys think of that? What you just saw? Do you guys think it's worth investigating again in the future? Yeah, guys, I'm looking for that video just real quick here while I should have already had it up, but you know, things can't always go according to plan, ever. Yeah, I'm regretting not having that second investigation, because we also caught some more stuff that was kind of like questionable. But that's the thing about this place. You'll catch, I'm not going to say everybody will, but this place seems to have some stuff happen where it's just like, why can't I catch that on camera? Why can't I record that? Why is this happening? Because I don't have the opportunity to catch that on camera. It's just like, why is a door rattling? Whose voice is that? It sounds like me. Like it's just like, I don't know, it's just weird stuff. So they escort you around the house. Yeah, they have a docent there that meets you if you do the private investigations overnight, and they kind of escort you around. It's a small house. You know, weirdly, back in the day, those places were considered mansions, because those were the mansions of the time, weirdly. Let me see if this pulls up here, guys. Okay. So, let me get you guys back on here. Whoa. Okay. So guys, again, this is the Whaley House paranormal investigation that we did 2 months later. This is part of the clips that I had still saved. I didn't have the freaking investigation saved, so I'm kind of like, what the heck? I'm still killing myself over this right now. But anyways, let's give a look. This is a light activity that we had lights turning on at one point. So here. Many of you have been able to see the Whaley House investigations that I have conducted and probably have learned a lot on this location, such as the family history and even the deaths that have occurred here. Hangings, suicides, and even sickness have taken the lives of many. Being able to investigate the Whaley House 2 times now has allowed me to record some unexplainable activity that calls for more investigating. Unfortunately, I have lost the second investigation video that was at one time on YouTube. I have only a few things saved from this investigation, and I will share this one piece. Prior to starting our second investigation at the Whaley House, I was setting up for the night and had set one of our stationary cameras inside the courtroom. It was me and another investigator, along with the docent on this night. So yeah, this is just a stationary camera we're putting up. I am showing you the entire clip for documentation purposes and to show there was nothing to be faked here. So those voices you're hearing aren't paranormal. That's a conversation going on as we're setting up, because right now we're just setting up equipment, talking. But I wanted to show this entire clip of the duration it was happening, because I feel like without the documentation, people will say this is all fake. And that's the bad part about editing videos, you know, but YouTube has an algorithm these days, and unfortunately kind of. The docent starts walking around the house to turn the lights out, as you can see here in the courtroom. So the light is turned on and off by a dimmer switch, as you can see. Yeah, so the docent just went to turn off the light. I don't know what he's doing, why it came on like that. I don't know. But he just turned it off. It's on a dimmer switch where you can hear the docent walk out of the room. But the docent just walked out. Now watch the lights that were just turned off slowly turn on. So this isn't just like they come on all of a sudden. This is like it slowly starts turning on. And at this time, by the way, guys, now as I walk in, I am unaware as I'm setting up a voice recorder in the courtroom that the lights are turning on really slowly. After setting up the voice recorder, I had walked back out to set up more equipment for the night. So at this point, I didn't even realize he turned off the lights. And I'm walking around setting up voice recorders and motion detectors. I just set up a voice recorder. Look how bright these things are now. And the camera's color's changing because of the, I mean, these are cheap cameras and it's trying to adjust the color as these lights are coming on. Why are they turning on like this? I've never seen this happen with these dimmer switches before. I mean, if something is literally turning that light on, with the switch manually, it's kind of a hard thing to do. And if that is the case, that's one strong spirit. And I know a way to kind of ask these guys if they've had this problem occurring, because if it's a problem within the circuit or, you know, the whole light system itself, they would have noticed it by now, and they may have had repairs done to it. So I could possibly sometime ask them in the future if they've had any repairs done within the last 3 years. I walk in and the light you see moving on the screen is a motion detector I was setting up by the courtroom doors to hopefully catch any kind of movement while we were investigating. This was because we had heard the doors rattling on our first investigation.
Someone walking upstairs? With that experience, I was hoping to catch something the second time around. As you can see,
Maybe I did
the
catch
lights are
something the second
brighter
time around. I
than
don't
they
know.
were after being turned off.
So again, I'm gonna ask these guys again if they've had repairs done on any of these lights in the last 3 years, because if this was a one-time thing, that's a little weird. And so this is me walking in. These cameras
I had ended the video to turn
These
on the night
cameras
vision so we can start the investigation.
need to be
for the
turned
night.
off if the night vision's
If
not
I had the
on
night
while you're
vision on
recording,
prior to
and
starting,
then restart
I
the
don't know if
recording
I would
again.
have caught the lights.
So you can
turning
have the
on.
night vision on. I forgot to turn it on, the night vision, so I had to turn the
I
camera off.
have researched
turn
and
it
talked to
on,
an
and
electrician
record.
who says that it is possible that the dimmer switch could be bad, which could have caused the light to malfunction and come on.
And so my dad's also
Here's the
into.
replay and
He's an
a sped-up
electrician.
version of the clip to see the lights turning on better.
This is a sped up version, guys, of it just slowly. This is fast forward of it turning on. But anyways, my dad is an electrician. I've also talked to him. He says it is possible dimmer switches could have issues with them, but that's why I gotta ask if there is some sort of repairs that have been done in the past 3 years, and if they can list it, okay. But they're gonna have to do some asking around, most likely. Hopefully the management and stuff hasn't changed. But yeah, this is the fast forward version of it. That's me walking out, that's why it dimmed. See, they're bright. See, when we walked in here later on in the night, they weren't. It didn't look like they were on, but they were slightly on. Enough to where you can see that there's a difference of it being turned on. I mean, just look how, they were bright enough to dim up a room when we walked back in here. I wish I had the second video because there was a whole explanation, on camera of us talking about it. That's me setting up a motion detector. That's nothing.
For all we know, the light could have been
That's why that light was
malfunctioning.
there.
It is important to note that this wasn't the only light being messed with.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that
On
too.
2 different occasions this night, we noticed oil lamps were brighter than before. Was something messing with the light this night? Or was this just due to a faulty light? More investigations will be needed to determine what's happening at the Whaley House.
Yeah, so this wasn't the only light that was, doing some weird stuff. So we had the docent turning on those old oil lamps where you have to turn the knob to make it brighter, and I forget what they call them exactly, but he would dim them. He wouldn't turn them all the way up, right? And I had this on video. I know it sounds crazy, but I would identically put them side to side, the videos of us walking through the room and then coming back, and they're bright. Like something is messing with lights. And it's just ironic. Is it ironic that these lights are messed with and then we have 2 lamps being turned on really bright? Like something was possibly trying to turn lights on. I don't know. It's just weird to talk about or think about, but it happened. It happened. And I guarantee you it happened 100%. That's why I need that second investigation video back. But yeah, that was probably some of the craziest things that have happened to me since I've been investigating. But yeah, guys, let me, I will put this, let me get back to this. I have on my website, because I do have a website of a whole analysis, written analysis. Let me pull it up real quick. Of this place the past 2 times we've been here. And I'm going to do that for all my investigations. Have written analysis of the place. So let me show you guys here. Okay. So yeah, guys, this is my website, truthandlifeparanormal.wordpress.com. It's not a site that I've bought yet, so over time that will become different, but I have a whole written analysis on here if you guys want to check it out. I did create a Whaley House post on one of the Reddit's sites. I think it was the ghost websites or something, but I go into talking about I'm an investigator. I wanted to get people's opinions and experiences here to see if there's anything that they can give me of more paranormal activities happening. I go through the history here, and then the baby coos that we heard, go into more of the history of Violet Whaley, the full investigation, and I give a summary there. And the summary I just gave you guys. It's just some weird stuff, guys. I don't know what to think. But guys, thank you. I think that's going to be it for tonight. But we will be doing this again for, I'm going to shoot for maybe next weekend. But guys, I'm going to think about it tonight and start planning them out ahead of time now. So be sure to check back, guys. Subscribe, like, share. If there are more people out there that like this content, give it to them. And if you guys subscribe, hit that bell notification too, so you guys get notifications when I go live. But yeah, guys, we're gonna be bringing more investigations, more analysis, hopefully more live streams to you guys. What do you guys think of this place, though? I want your guys' opinions real quick before I go. I know when I first put this video together, it was longer. My first upload, it was about almost 2 hours, I think. I think it was 2 hours. And it was just too long, and I like putting the long videos, and I don't really like too much music, but part of this is trying to grab the viewer's attention so that we can bring them to give their attention to real stuff that's happening, because I want to be a contribution to the paranormal field, and I'm sure a lot of you guys want to do the same. And unfortunately, YouTube these days has these dumb algorithms that will put your video based on likes and how long it's viewed and etc. And unfortunately, I kind of have to use the YouTube platform to get my stuff out there, and so I have to kind of work with what they give me. So that's the only reason I do some of this music and shortness of the investigations, to bring that attention to the viewer, and so that we can continue to take this serious throughout the years that we are here doing this, and hopefully one day in the future it's taken seriously, and maybe make change to the world, and more science will bring forth and make this more of a valuable topic. But yeah, guys, thank you. I'm gonna get ahead and end the stream. See you guys next time. Thank you again for being here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, share, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you, guys. I will see you in the next one. See you guys. Peace. If I can find the arrow that doesn't want to work with me anymore.